Hey everybody, welcome to Heat My Shorts. I'm really excited about this morning's hot sauce review. Yeah, it's still morning, it's like 10:30. A little bit behind schedule again, not too bad, but I couldn't wait any longer to do this review. I'm so stoked about this. This is another sauce. This is actually our second sauce from our good friend Colton at Rockin Heat. It's written on the bottle Tomato Basil Ghost, but I also have the ingredients list here, and I see it may have been renamed to Sundried Tomato Basil, which is not far off at all. So I believe these are sun-dried tomatoes in here. I'm so stoked to try this sauce out because we are huge fans of the first sauce that we reviewed, the sticky stinger sauce. Now you'll see we're not out of it yet. We have a tiny bit in the bottom there that we are treasuring. We went through the first, what's gone. We went through that in about a day, not even joking. That sauce is absolutely delicious. If you don't believe me, look at some of the other reviews online. The one that really sticks out in my mind right now is by KTB Saucy, I believe is the name of the channel. I will leave a link to her channel down below because she's got an awesome channel and a great review of Sticky Stinger. But today we're going to be diving into the sun-dried tomato basil. Now you'll see that this is, it has no label on it. He doesn't have labels for these yet. I asked him if this one is for sale, and he says if people hit him up on Facebook, he'll sell them some of his unlabeled sauces. He just doesn't have labels yet. He's unsure when he will. So I will, of course, leave a link to Rockin Heat on Facebook in the description box down below. I highly recommend definitely hitting him up. I can already vouch for the Sticky Stinger. We are going to be ordering more of those, multiple bottles, because it's amazing. From what I understand, he doesn't identify this as a verde style sauce, which I believe I may have referred to it as that in the review, but it is that kind of a color, but not that style of a sauce. So yes, it is a green sauce, but it is not a verde style sauce. So I must correct the previous statement about that sauce. So let's talk a little bit about this sauce right here. I'll tell you what's in it. The ingredients are water, red bell peppers, distilled vinegar, onion, sun-dried tomatoes, red jalapenos, red wine vinegar, white wine vinegar, Evo, which is extra virgin olive oil. If you ever see that in all uppercase EVOO, that's extra virgin olive oil. Then we have habaneros, ghost peppers, garlic, salt, basil, cayenne powder, and cinnamon. This sounds really good. This sounds delicious. It's funny, when a friend makes a sauce and you're asked to review it, you're usually a little bit nervous about it. But after hammering through that bottle of Sticky Stinger, I am not really worried about this at all. I'm pretty confident that Colton knows what tastes good, and I'm really excited. You know how I like to space out my company reviews so that, I don't do all of Colton's sauce in 1 week or anything like that? This one is one of the ones where it's hard not to do that and just be like, oh, it's Rockin Heat week this week, because that first sauce is so good. My mouth is watering already, and I'm not even talking about the ingredients of this anymore. I'm just thinking about how good it's going to be. Now you'll notice the Sharpie is kind of rubbing off of there a little bit, just because it's Sharpied on there. Had a little bit of condensation on it from the shipping and just from handling it as well. So I did give this bottle a good shaky shake before I started recording. I noticed that it is a little bit thick up in the top here, so I gave it some good hammers down on the countertop. Slightly, a little bit careful so that I make sure I don't blow out the bottle or something like that. But just so you know, always give your sauces a good shaky shake before you open them up, even before you use them every time. I shake the sauces every time because ingredients settle, especially on a natural sauce, a good sauce like this. Your ingredients are going to settle and separate. So my mouth is watering. I need to give this a pour and give this a try. Might give us a little bit of trouble because it looks like a thick sauce. We haven't looked at the color actually. Let's look at the color, look at the complexion of it, look at how you can see the ingredients in there. You can see the little flecks of ingredients. Put the finger over the end of the bottle because there's no cap on it right there. You can see in the bottom of it. It's a really nice looking sauce. Oh, a little bit of trouble. There we go. Yeah, nice color. A orange red, almost an orange, but more of a red, like a very bright, beautiful colored sauce. Uh-oh. I'll pour label out even though this is going to give us a little bit of trouble, I see. And that's okay. I actually have my old bridge from an old guitar here. That might give us a little bit of help here. A little bit. That helped a little bit. I have seen other people review this sauce, and I think that this is kind of a common thing, is a little bit of trouble getting this sauce out just because it's a little thicker. Here we go. I heard the air bubble. Oh, furnace is going to recycle for a couple of seconds here. My apology for the noise. Shouldn't last long though. Oh, good thing I got my splash guard out. That definitely missed the spoon. I have a towel on the ground. I always do that when I'm filming over top of the carpet. I don't think I got any in my beard or anything, did I? No, it doesn't look like it. It's a shame when you lose sauce, but at least it's not going to stain the carpet. Look at this sauce. Would you just look at it? There it is. Nice and chunky. Look at how the middle of it just stands up there. That's a really good, really nice consistency of this sauce. Some nice, good-sized pieces in there for sure. So, from our good buddy Colton at Rockin Heat, this is Sundried Tomato Basil. Keep my shorts. Ooh, that is nice. That is really nice. Come on. Definitely need another sample of that. That is good stuff. Try the finger tap method. This used to be my go-to. I swore by this method. Tapping on the top of the bottle with the index finger. I think I learned that from like a Heinz ketchup ad or something like that, or maybe it was just a friend who showed me that on a ketchup bottle. Yeah, it seems to me that there's a product that has a target on the bottleneck right there for you to give it a tap and loosen up the fluids in it. Give that a sample. It's not very much, but that's okay. It's so good. That bell pepper gives it a really nice sweetness. Try not to tap it on the spoon because that's a really annoying sound. And I don't want to break the spoon. Pay good money for the spoon, right? Oh, there we go. Nice and chunky. There we go. Mmm. Those tomatoes are so good in there. It's really nicely balanced. I'm reading through the ingredient list here as I'm tasting it. And everything is so well balanced. Like I'm not getting a lot of vinegar, even though there is 3 types of vinegar in it. The olive oil gives it a really nice silky texture. The ghost peppers and the habaneros give it a really nice sting and like a complex, but it's not overpowering. It's not an overly hot sauce by any means. It's so good. Yeah, the bell peppers give it a really nice sweet pepper flavor, which I really dig. Spoon's not even on camera. Now, as a sauce reviewer, it's like really stressful when the sauce doesn't come out of the bottle like this. But also you have to keep in mind, don't base your opinion of the sauce on this, because it's not really a real world thing. Like, in real life, you're not going to be standing in the middle of a room with a spoon eating your hot sauce, right? It's going to be over a plate, where if you get a rush of sauce, you know, you might regret it based on the heat of the sauce, or any quality of the sauce if there's too much of it. But it's not the end of the world. I just don't want to make a big mess and miss the spoon and waste the sauce, because this stuff is delicious. And I want to have another sample. I'm not done yet. I'm not done with it yet. Now, if you know me well, I'm still very new to reviewing and YouTubing. I am still very camera shy, and this is partly how I'm overcoming my camera shyness, is by doing these videos, learning more about myself and about these spice products and the YouTube community, learning a lot about a lot. Technology, I'm way behind on how to operate computers and all sorts of technology. I'm learning that, uploading videos. That can be frustrating sometimes. I haven't lost a video yet. I've malfunctioned the camera and missed part of my challenge, but I've never lost a video or had it corrupted or anything like that. That'll happen eventually, I'm sure. It's just a part of life. I forgot something. I was going to say this at the very beginning of the video and I totally forgot. It's a buddy's birthday today. A friend that I haven't known for very long. We actually just met, in, I want to say June or July. His name is Harrison B, and he works at the Bicycle Cafe here in Kamloops. My mouth is watering, it's making it a little hard to talk. Harrison was in our video here on the channel with Alex on our Screaming Amigos peanut. We went to Bicycle Cafe and did a video out back of Bicycle Cafe and had some guests on the show. Possibly our first guest on the show, I'm not 100% sure about that. We haven't had many. But Harrison B, it's his birthday today. Met him for the first time when we did that video. Super nice guy, and really stoked to have met him. I don't think we've run into each other since then, but always welcome to see that guy. He's such a nice guy. He works at the Bicycle Cafe downtown in Kamloops here. If you're looking for bike stuff, that's where I go to get my bikes worked on. I don't need much maintenance done these days because I don't ride them as much as I used to, but that's my people. I even got my Bicycle Cafe decorated RCs out just because it's his birthday today. He's a great guy, and Bicycle Cafe is an awesome place. Should maybe even see if he wants to do another video one of these days. It's a lot of fun to have guests on the channel. It really helps with my confidence as well, and I think he had a lot of fun on the previous video. It's I don't know, something different for everybody. So anyways, my apology for forgetting about the birthday at the beginning of the video. It's kind of in the middle of the hot sauce review now, which is different for sure, but oh well. It is what it is. I'm forgetful. I even wrote a note and I still forgot. I said that funny. So anyways, sorry about the intermission there. A little brief birthday advertisement for our buddy Harrison. Happy birthday, Harrison. Now back to the, what do they call it? The tomato basil, sun-dried tomato basil hot sauce review. This is great. Yeah, it's got the nice hit of garlic. And the basil, honestly, I'm not 100% familiar with basil specifically, you know, on its own. The cinnamon, I was getting a little bit of the cinnamon for sure. A hint of it. You know, it's not overpowering cinnamon. It's not like there's cinnamon hearts in it. I guess maybe if there was one. Sorry, excuse me. Pepper burp hiccup there? Something like that. It was a hiccup. We'll call it that. I've had two now. So let's talk about the parrots. Let's put it on my shoulder and talk about what we would pair it with. Get it? Oh, I like that joke. That's funny. I'm gonna keep using that one. Let's talk about some parrots. Definitely anything that you would use a tomato-based sauce, I would recommend throwing this on there. Put this with your pastas, pizzas. Use this as a pizza base or put it on top of a pizza. It would be great. Put this in a lasagna, in a moussaka, eggplant moussaka, if you're familiar with that. That's one of my favorite foods. I had a jaw surgery when I was younger. I may have talked about this before, but I had a jaw surgery and I couldn't eat solid food for like a month and a half or something like that. It was not fun. I had milkshake and yogurt and jello and a cheeseburger. No, it wasn't a cheeseburger. It was what was it? Roast beef and potatoes and veggies in a blender. My Uncle Dan and Auntie Karen actually did that for me because I could not chew for a few months. Moussaka was the first meal back. The first day that I was allowed to eat solid foods, we made moussaka in foods class at high school. And nobody wanted to eat their moussaka because it had eggplant in it and that sounded gross. Well, I stayed behind at recess, whatever you call it in high school, break, and ate like everybody's moussaka that left their dishes. I loved it. And it's still one of my very favorite dishes. So I would definitely use this in and on moussaka. Grilled cheese sandwiches. This would be great on grilled cheese sandwiches. Or even cheese bread, like cheese buns or cheese bread. Dip this in that. Or put this on those. To think about that sentence. Burgers and hot dogs. Definitely burgers and hot dogs. Yeah, this would be really good on burgers and hot dogs as well. All sorts of sandwiches. This would be a really versatile sauce. If you want tomato and some heat and a little bit of a, I'd say almost like an Italian inspired kind of a vibe to it. It's really good. I really like this. Great job on this one too, Colton. Talk about the heat. We didn't talk about the heat at all. It's got a lingering sting on the tip of my tongue. I would say it put me to a 1 or a 2 out of 10 on my heat scale, which is fluctuating for sure. I'd say above average. It's definitely above average in your average room of people. But yeah, 1 or 2 out of 10 on my heat scale. If you were new to eating spicy foods, you could call this a 4 or a 5 or maybe a 6 out of 10. Maybe if you're really sensitive to spicy foods. It got me on the tip of the tongue and a tiny bit in the throat. A little tiny bit, not bad at all, but just a little spicy sensation. I really dig it. The flavor is great. It's a great flavored sauce, and I'm really looking forward to using this on all sorts of things. I'm not sure what our plans are for dinners for the next few days, but we're gonna have to make sure to use this on some things and let you know how that goes. This is really good. Colton, my friend, our friend, you've done it again. Like, I'm not sure how many other sauces we have to review from you, but these first two are great. You clearly know what foods taste good together, and I don't know how much trial and error you've had to do to reach these results, but I wouldn't change it. The only thing that I would ever change is the heat level, but it doesn't need to be changed. I love mild sauces. I love hot sauces too, and that's the wonderful thing about something like that is if you want it hotter, you could always put a drop of tincture or however much tincture you want in there of unflavored tincture. Give it some real kick. We're not gonna do that with it. I'm gonna use it exactly as is. It's perfect. It's delicious, and I'm really stoked that we had the opportunity to review this for all of you. Hope you've enjoyed this review. Another thing that I want to talk about quickly before we go. I know that I got a challenge in the mail from Joe Hannigan at Heatin' Up like a couple of months ago now. The Kjon's Treble Bubble. I have to be honest with all of you, as I always am. Sometimes I just don't mention things because I'm talking about other things, but I have to let you know what's going on here. I'm nervous about this one, and not because I'm scared about getting burnt. I'm nervous that I will not be able to blow a bubble. I'm looking forward to the burn, but here's the thing. I have always pardon me. I have always been terrible at blowing bubbles. I haven't chewed a lot of gum in my life because I had braces a lot when I was younger. It kind of goes back to the jaw surgery thing actually. I had braces for the better part of my childhood, I want to say, and you're not allowed to chew gum when you have braces. So I never had those years of practice chewing gum. So is what I'm doing right now. I'm trying not to say is at the beginning of those sentences. That doesn't make sense. What I am trying to do here is, you can add the is in there. I'm practicing. I tried to get double bubble because I'm doing the treble bubble challenge, but I got Hubba Bubba. That's what they had where I bought my bubble gum from. So I'm practicing. I don't know if I'm sure I must have, but I don't know if I ever blew a bubblegum bubble as a child. And I didn't as an adult, because I haven't chewed bubblegum. It's not my thing. So I'm practicing now. I will get to it. I am avoiding it. I am stalling, but I will do this challenge. Eventually. From what I hear, it's a tough bubblegum to work with. It doesn't blow bubbles very well. I want to make sure that I can get my League of Fire points for doing this challenge, and I'm definitely going to get a good burn from doing it because it is coated in pure capsaicin. So, on that note, I'm going to sneak back here, and we're going to have a little hangout with Maggie, because it's really her channel. This is the Maggie Show. She just can't talk. Hey, Maggie? Are you a good girl? Hmm? You're a good girl. You got your octopus. That's such a nice octopus. This was a gift from Lady Shorts, like a couple years ago. I think it's had a leg stitch back on at one point. Oh yeah, a couple of them I can actually see. Are you a good girl, Maggie? Can I have a pound it? Pound it. Good girl, Maggie. Can I have a pound it? Here you go. Can I have a pound it? Good girl. No? Can I have a high five? Okay. Oh goodness, she's getting pretty picky about that. Hey, you don't always want to give your high fives anymore. You're too tired. Aww. You know what's funny? I haven't had Maggie her whole life. You may know that if you've been watching the channel for very long. I've gone over her story about how I got her one time, on her birthday actually, in August 5th. But there was one time I passed a person on a trail just downtown on Peterson Creek Park trails, and this guy walked by and he asked if he could pet her, and I said yes, because this was a few years ago, like I say, and he says, "Boy, what a good dog she is." He says, "You know, that's the best dog you'll ever have." That's what he told me. I have no idea who he is. I've never met him. I don't think I've seen him since. I may have. I don't know, but we've never talked since. But he hasn't. Well, he clearly does have an idea, but he could not have been more right. This dog. We've had a lot of dogs growing up in my household, growing up with my brother and my parents. Probably, if I had to guess, maybe 8 or 9 or 10 golden retrievers from puppy till adult, and probably 25 to 30 puppies, because my parents had a puppy thing too for a while, a very, very well treated puppy breeding situation. That was so awesome. I still have pictures of me laying on the ground covered in golden retriever puppies. Maggie is, without a doubt, like, no question, the best dog I have ever had. I've never had this kind of a connection with a dog before. And, yeah, I wouldn't change anything about her, except I'd make her younger again. That's it. Yeah. That guy was so right, and it still blows my mind how he called that. It's pretty wonderful, pretty special. Hey Maggie, did you know that? Did you know that you're the best dog that we'll ever have? Yeah. I think she does know, to be honest with you. Another thing I want to quickly address. I know some of you want to hear and see more guitar. I have been practicing. I even, this morning, was just using my little amp out here. I was thinking about just playing around on the video, playing a little bit of guitar, but I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling comfortable enough with it. I want to practice more and play something that is enjoyable for you to listen to. So, my apology. James J, I know, is probably the number one requester of the guitar, the axe, if you will. But it'll happen soon. It will. I don't know when, but it will. I am practicing. I am sharpening my axe. And I'll play some guitar one of these days again soon. Not sure which one. Maybe even the bass guitar. I haven't played that one yet. I'm not ready to play the acoustic guitar yet. I think that's the most difficult one for me to play. Actually, the bender, yeah, the 14 string. That's the hardest. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up. This is a 26.5-minute long video now. It's kind of how we roll here. We don't have time limits. We just talk. We just hang out, we talk. We review products. We attempt challenges, and we talk about what's going on. Talk about what's on our mind. What's really on my mind right now is Sundried Tomato Basil Hot Sauce from Rockin Heat. Like I said, make sure you hit him up on Facebook, shoot him a message, let him know you're interested in purchasing some of his sauces. So far, I can vouch for Sticky Stinger and Sundried Tomato Basil, but at this point, I'm willing to guess that they are all good sauces, because he clearly knows what's going on with hot sauces and good foods. So anyways, contact Rockin Heat. This is Sticky Stinger. Make sure you contact Rockin Heat. He's a great guy. He's an awesome guy. He's a guy that has some awesome guitar skills. Haven't seen him play his guitar in a while. Just saying. Get him, James J. Tell him. Just kidding. But seriously, yeah, it'd be good to see you play some guitar again too, Colton. You have some skills, and it's always good to see people that have a talent using their talent and sharing it. I'll practice too, I promise. Anyways, I'm gonna give another shout out to James the Pyro Pitbull. I'm going to actually leave a link down here in this corner for James the Pyro Pitbull. He's so close to 1,000 family members in his channel. That's so exciting. In this channel, or in this corner, Heat My Shorts icon. Up here, let's do Rockin Heat icon. Hop over to Rockin Heat and give him a subscribe. And up here, we'll do a Rockin Heat playlist. Have a great day, everyone. I love you all. Pass it on. This has been Heat My Shorts with Steve and Maggie, The Maggie Show. We'll hang out again soon. I promise. Bye-bye.